You brush, you floss, you use mouthwash, and 2 hours later, it's back. Here's what no one is telling you. Bad breath is not a hygiene problem for most people. It's a biology problem. In this video, I'm gonna go over exactly where that smell is coming from, why what you're doing is only just masking it, and what you can do to fix it. I see this constantly in my practice. Someone comes in, their teeth look fine, their gums look good, they're taking good care of their teeth, but they're just embarrassed. And they're also frustrated, like I do everything I can, I brush, I floss, but I still have this bad breath. Here's the reality. Most people think that bad breath simply comes from not brushing enough. And yeah, if you don't brush your teeth, your breath is gonna stink. But for the majority of people who have a really good, consistent routine, the problem is somewhere else. So let me talk you through where bad breath is actually coming from. So the medical term is called halitosis. And in about 85 to 90% of cases, the source is directly from your mouth. It's not from your stomach, not what you ate last night, not your gut, literally your mouth. Now, more specifically, it's bacteria that are causing that bad breath. Now, we have good bacteria in our mouth, but also bad bacteria. It's those bad bacteria that are causing that smell. Now, there's different types of bad bacteria. This specific type of bad bacteria that normally cause bad breath are anaerobic bacteria, meaning they don't really need oxygen to survive. Now, here's what's interesting. These bacteria will feed on proteins. No, not like that whey protein you drink after you go to the gym. Things like dead cells, leftover food particles, and even leftover mucus from postnasal drip. Now, once they break these proteins down, they produce these sulfur compounds. They're technically called volatile sulfur compounds, or VSCs for short. That's the actual bad smell. It's actually sulfur. It's actually the same reason why rotten eggs smell so bad. Now let's talk about what most people do to fix this and why it doesn't work. So one thing that most people do is use mouthwash. So mouthwashes are great for killing bacteria, but they're only a temporary fix, and especially if they have alcohol in them. So alcohol mouthwashes are really good at eliminating bacteria in the mouth. The problem is it's like a nuke. It kills everything. And the other problem with alcohol and mouthwashes is that it dries your mouth. And this is going to cause more harm than good because you need to have saliva in your mouth if you want your breath to smell good, because your saliva is like the biggest bodyguard for your teeth and gums. It keeps everything clean, keeps everything washed away. It provides much needed nutrients for our gums and our teeth. Now, if you have a dry mouth because this nuke is coming in and eliminating all the bacteria, it might smell good initially, but without that saliva, it's not going to smell good for long. Now, other types of mouthwash that don't have alcohol, I think, are totally fine. I just wouldn't do it every single day unless your dentist tells you to. I think it's more of like a cherry on top or icing on the cake type of thing. Like if you're about to go out and hang out with a group of friends and you really want to have really fresh breath, then yeah, you can use mouthwash right before, but I wouldn't do it every day. People also like to turn to gums and mints. Now, I like chewing gum a lot better than mints because mints specifically are really just masking the smell, and once it's gone, the smell is going to come back. And if those mints have sugar in it, it's probably going to smell worse because that sugar is going to feed more bacteria in the mouth. Now, chewing gum, on the other hand, is actually pretty good because chewing gum will naturally stimulate saliva production. Anytime you chew anything, it will naturally produce saliva. And obviously, I'm going to recommend a sugar-free chewing gum, but if you're doing this, it can also help clean out like leftover food particles, not from the chewing gum, but from the saliva that you get from chewing it. Now, if you're gonna pick a chewing gum, I'd recommend one that has xylitol. Xylitol is cool because it's the only sugar substitute that actually kills the bacteria that causes cavities. So not only are you gonna get this benefit from the saliva, you're also gonna get the benefit of eliminating those bad bacteria in your mouth. Now let's get to the part that people are missing, the tongue. The back of your tongue has a ginormous amount of bacteria. And also the texture of your tongue back there kind of retains that bacteria. It's kind of rough, it's textured. It's a perfect spot for bacteria to hide. Researchers actually found that the tongue is what accounts for bad breath in 40 to 60% of cases. So if you simply clean your tongue, 40 to 60% of the time, you're gonna eliminate your bad breath. So the way that I like to clean my tongue is literally a tongue scraper. You can get it on Amazon or any grocery store. But you just take this tongue scraper and scrape it from the back of your tongue to the front. And do that a few times on the different parts of your tongue, like the left, the middle part, and the right side of your tongue. And I do that every single time I brush my teeth, so I do that 2 times a day. It's really simple, but doing this alone, you will probably notice a big difference in your breath. Now, another topic that most people don't really cover is postnasal drip. If you have allergies or chronic sinus issues, or if you are breathing through your mouth when you're sleeping, you constantly have this mucus that's probably going in the back of your throat. This mucus is protein rich and it's gonna feed those bad bacteria and also those same bacteria that live on your tongue. So even if you clean your mouth perfectly, this is going to keep feeding those bad bacteria. And the other problem with mouth breathing specifically is anytime you breathe in and out of your mouth, you're gonna dry out that saliva. And we talked about how important your saliva is. So people who are mouth breathers are gonna be way more prone to getting bad breath. And not just that, even cavities and gum disease because they have less saliva. So the thing with bad breath is it's usually more than one thing playing a part. It's usually multifactorial. The biggest 3 culprits that I see are what we just talked about: a dirty tongue, mouth breathing, and postnasal drip. And we already talked about how to clean your tongue. The tongue scraper is literally the best thing you can do. It's way better than I think brushing your tongue, because brushing your tongue won't really get that bacteria off. You'll notice a big difference if you actually start scraping it. We also talked about the importance of saliva. So things like chewing gum in between meals is gonna help produce more saliva. Making sure you're drinking enough water, because if you're dehydrated, you're not gonna have enough saliva. Making sure you're not using an alcohol mouthwash and switching to an alcohol-free mouthwash if you wanna use one. And if you have a chronically dry mouth, you can try using like a saliva substitute. There's different products like TheraBreath or Biotene and even Closest, which is really good at eliminating those bad bacteria. And the second part about dry mouth is if you are breathing in and out of your mouth as opposed to your nose, this is a big culprit. A quick test to see if you are a mouth breather is next time you're watching a show or relaxing, see if your lips are open. If your lips are generally open instead of closed, that means that you're probably breathing in and out of your mouth instead of your nose, because when you're breathing in and out of your nose with proper mouth posture, your mouth is supposed to be closed. Very simple. One thing that I like to use is something called 3M micropore paper tape. Literally a piece of medical grade tape. You just tape it over your lips, and that way when you're sleeping, instead of breathing in and out of your mouth, you're gonna start breathing in and out of your nose. Now if you're doing all these right things and you still have terrible breath and you can't figure out why, you might wanna see your dentist, because they might find something hidden in your mouth, especially if you haven't gone in a while. Now, if you know it's nothing dental related, then you might wanna go to your doctor, because there are some cases where it is a systemic problem that's causing your bad breath. But anyways, if you guys like that video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below. And if you wanna learn more about mouth breathing and how it affects the rest of your body instead of just your breath, I'm putting a link to another video I've made in the description below if you wanna check that out. And as always, thank you guys again. I will see you guys in the next video. If your kid already has crooked teeth or you're watching them develop and you're worried, I want you to know that braces might not be the real answer. In this video, I'm gonna show you the one thing that's silently reshaping your kid's jaw. And it starts way before they ever see an orthodontist. And most parents have no idea that this is happening. And by the time they realize it, it's too late. So most people think that crooked teeth are